Marvel Legends, X-Men, Joe Build-A-Figure Wave, Chamber. Let's get it. What is good, my peeps? It's the Ruckus back at you again with another action figure review. This time, we've got Marvel's Chamber. This is from the X-Men Joe Build-A-Figure Wave. And this is number 7 in our reviews, number 6 in order to build Chode. And yeah, we've trudged along and made our way through it all. And here we are. So without further ado, let's get into checking out the packaging. You see the digital render of Chamber on the front here with some artwork behind him. And of course, the X-Men logo down below. On one side, we've got some artwork of Chamber. And on the other side, we have the digital render of Chode, the Build-A-Figure, as well as below the 6 figures required to build Chode, Chamber being number 6. The wave comes with 7 figures. The 7th figure is the Astonishing Cyclops, which is unneeded to build Chode and is also 2 per case. The X logo at the top of the packaging. And on the rear, we have another digital render of the figure. And to our left, we have a digital render of the Build-A-Figure piece that Chamber comes with. That would be the left arm for Chode. And on the right, our right, we see Chamber's accessories, which of course is what they always are, an additional set of hands. And let us take a look at Chode 360-degree styles. He's on our rotating base, so you can see the figure in its entirety. You see that vast majority is black. He's busting the as far as the upper torso is concerned. He's got the jacket going on. Got some paint there, silver paint for the zippers, which there's a few of them, so that's pretty cool. It's mostly all in black. He's got the shirt underneath, which is not black. It's kind of like a charcoal gray, maybe a brownish type of black. We'll see that when we get closer up. And then, of course, we got the trowel going, and it's our old faithful, the legs, suit legs that we love so much. You know what I'm talking about, the kind that makes it problematic to stand the suited body figures. Managed to get him to stand down, probably because of the head sculpt, which is, of course, the highlight of this figure, and we will be checking that out momentarily. Before we get to all of that, though, let's peep what he comes with. As stated, he has the left arm to build Chode, the Build-A-Figure. This is the last piece, so you know what time it is, what's coming after this review. We're going to put Chode together. And we also have those fists that I talked about, the extra set of hands. That basically is the standard now for Marvel Legends, about all they come with these days for the most part. And yeah, flesh-colored fists. Looking at the head sculpt, you see what it is. Chamber, basically what's going on here when you see all of this, it's part of the head, but to be quite technical about it, the flames here, the sonic flames right here, are really coming from his upper torso. See, when Chamber manifested his powers, it basically blew out of his body. It blew out of his upper torso and ripped off his lower jaw. That's why he appears the way he is. To show him powered down, he usually wears a wrap around, from below his nose, and somehow that wrap forms a chin. I don't know how it does that, but that's how he's drawn in the comics. But that's basically what's going on. And what you see here, the flames are, of course, molded in a translucent red, orange, yellow style to emulate flames. And then looking at that head, which looks great. Once again, digital print where it counts. It's looking good. So we'll look the profile. Looking nice. Other side, the hair, brown, but of course there's no wash in it. It is what it is. If you can hear what's going on in the background, somebody's having a party across the street from my abode. So if it's seeping through, apologies, but it is what it is. I'm making this review. It's after 10 and they're still got it going on over there. And I was either go through with it or wait until tomorrow. I didn't feel like waiting until tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to take care of Chode. Or I may even take care of Chode right after this one and just post it later and get started on a new set of reviews. But I digress. We'll talk about that later. Right now, talking about our guy Chamber. You can see the silver paint on his jacket. He's got silver for the studs and for the zippers, which is pretty nice right there. He's got silver on his belt buckle. I'm glad we do have all of that going on. And on his pants belt buckle as well. So pretty nice. Gotta love that for sure. As far as his articulation is concerned, he can lift his head only that much because of those flames in the back. His head is on a ball hinge. You're not going to get much. You can scratch looking down. You can get him to turn somewhat left and right, and you have some very slight pivoting with the head. The arms, that's what you're going to get in terms of lifting them up, so you're not going to get much. You can scratch the T-pose. He can 360 it. He's got the bicep swivel. He does have pinless elbows, double jointed, so that's great. Glad they got that on and popping. His wrists, he's got the swivel and the horizontal hinge. That's on all of his hands, so that's cool right there. In terms of his torso, his ab articulation, he's got an ab crunch, so he can lean forward that far. He can lean back that far. He's got a waist swivel. He can do the splits only about that much. He can lift his leg more than 90. I guess that's the makeup for what's going on with those shoulders. He can get it back not so much. He does have the thigh cut. He does have double jointed knees. They are pinned, however, as you can see right there. They're black, so it looks all right. And the Fils de Resistance, because of the pant leg, we know what's going on with that toe pointing. He can only point his toe that far forward, and you're not going to get much of anything trying to go up. He does have ankle pivot, and he's got the holes, the peg holes at the bottom of his feet. He used Chamber with his additional set of hands, the fists, and I neglected to give you his first name. His given name, his government name, if you will, is Jonathan Starsmore. And for comparison, we've got the only other Gen Xer, which is the team that Chamber was first introduced in, is kinda teammate. We've got M. It was really M's sister, Penance, before before all this thing just, I don't even know what to call it, but used to be M's sister. Now M is Penance, and it's too much to unpack here. Just let it be known, we're just going to go with it, that these are two Gen Xers, and they also happen to be in the same wave. And now we'll have the rest of the wave join the two Gen Xers, and here it is. Family portrait. Wave mates, all 7 figures up, all 7 figures down. From our left to our right, we have the astonishing Cyclops. We have Kid Omega. Then flowing to the left side of Chamber, we've got Christopher Summers, aka Corsair. We have Fang of the Imperial Guard, and behind them we have Emma Frost, aka the White Queen. Pretty decent set of figures representing the X-Men wave, and it should be noted there is something that is very conspicuous by his absence. We've got an X-Men wave, no Wolverine. Mark it down on your calendars. And to wrap this all up in a nice bow, number 7 in the X-Men Chode Build-A-Figure wave by Hasbro Marvel Legends is glad to have him as part of the collection, a new character. Have got to love that. I always do. The head sculpt is just crazy. I mean, at Hasbro managed, in my estimation, they were able to emulate the power set for Chamber adequately. Actually, more than adequate. I think it's a very nice representation of Johnny's power set. It would have been nice if we got some type of an effect that could display him blasting out with the power set, but all we got are the fists, which he's brandishing right now. As far as the rest of the figure is concerned, I mean, it's his design. The silver for the zippers and the studs and buckles are great, and they're welcome. I'm glad we got that. I really am glad that we got that. Hasbro could have totally cheaped out and just had the entire figure be just flat black, but they didn't. So we'll take that as we can get it. The lower torso with those suited legs, problematic as always. You have to work to get your figure to stand with these legs because of the limited range of the ankle joints. It is what it is. The arms, pinless elbows. There's some issues with the shoulders. You can't get 90. And then, of course, with the knees, they are pinned. Fortunately, it's an all black bottom, so pins don't stand out so obvious. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a pretty nice figure. Articulation, as I stated, leaves something to be desired, but it is what it is. We will, of course, now that we have gone through all the figures, next up will be Chode. We're going to put him together and see how that gets done.